Well, every now and then you get a chance to chop it up with a Canadian who's just running away because he just realized, oh my God, we just became the 51st state. Shayne
Yeah.
McCarthy.
Oh no.
Shayne McCarthy, welcome to the United States of America.
Thank you, or merci, or is it gracias now?
I'll be honest with you, I think it's all of the above. We are truly the melting pot of the world.
You are.
So we're talking about hydrogen and water. And yes, 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 hot water is two parts hydrogen and one part oxygen. But show everyone a little
Yes.
bit of about what you're doing. Show people your product. Do show and tell.
So I've got a few different products that will create hydrogen in your water. One of which being these guys. You've probably seen this on your TikTok or Instagram, and you've seen all sorts of ads for hydrogen water bottles. There's a lot to know about these, and there's a number of very good reasons why I chose this bottle out of any of the dozens that we tested, due to the amount of hydrogen it creates and how you charge it and how long it lasts and all the fun stuff actually doing what it's meant to do.
Show it. Show
I
everyone.
also got these.
Show people
Yeah,
what it
I got
does.
these. Sorry.
Show people what it does. Like I see it's a tube. You obviously
So
drink
easy.
water out
Okay.
of it.
Yeah. Easy peasy. So I'm going to use also a hydrogen water generating machine. This is an ionizer. I'll fill up the water bottle. Now, a lot of people see this bottle, and oh, that made it worse. That made it even worse. 1 second.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Hey, there's the whole family. You got a baby girl? Is that
The
what it
whole fam family.
is? She a baby girl?
Boy,
Oh, okay. What's the
I had
name?
my baby first son on August 3rd of 2024. And it was obviously a day I'll never remember, or
What's
a
his
couple
name?
days I'll never remember.
What's your
So
son's name?
this right here on the bottom is a proton exchange membrane. It will, oh, of course, it's dead.
Welcome to
That's too funny.
live. Welcome to a live podcast.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, what you would normally do is press this button and you'll start seeing bubbles rising up from the bottom.
Wait a second.
Now,
Did
there
we did
is,
we tariff that thing? Because maybe that's why it's not working right now. Did you pay the tariff on that?
yeah, there must be. Actually, fortunately, haven't had any issues with that thus far. I mean, one day they're on, one day they're not, and one day they're
Well,
threatening, and it's just,
it's like poker. Trump's holding four aces,
uh,
and Canada keeps trying to call us bluff.
yeah, no, it's also known as the art of the deal,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
our countries are corporations. It's just this is just business. So the proton exchange membrane here is going to bubble hydrogen gas and dissolve it into the water. Now look at this bottle and think that's not a lot of water, and it's not, because this isn't
Seven
a
ounces,
water
right?
bottle. Yeah, it's a hydrogen water bottle. The purpose of this bottle is to get a therapeutic amount of hydrogen delivered into you via the water. And so you can drink one or two of these a day and will get what is considered a therapeutic value of hydrogen just from this little bottle. And what some people do, if they don't want to go all in what they're going on one of those bottles, is they get these tablets, which are essentially magnesium tablets that dissolve into the water, that create a, again, therapeutic level of hydrogen. And so you get 30 tablets for $40 Canadian, which in the US is essentially free. And that will last you either 30 days or 15 days if you're having, two tablets a day, and again, a very therapeutic amount of hydrogen.
Interesting.
And then, yeah,
So talk a little bit
and we
about
also,
your journey. What got you doing this?
well, I mean, before I went down this water boy road. I prefer Aquaman, but not, some people I have been referred to as the water boy, high quality H2O. Before I went down this road,
That's actually a
I
good
was
voice. You did a good impersonation there.
I'm like Robin Williams from Mrs. Doubtfire. I do voices.
And I miss Robin
um,
Williams. Rest in peace, buddy.
his stand-up comedian, his bit on golf is one of the best stand-up routines that I've ever seen. If you haven't seen it, watch The Invention of Golf. It's a 4 or 5 minute clip. It's really good.
I'm gonna have to go
Um,
YouTube that because I don't know if I've ever seen that, but his stand-up work was phenomenal.
it's just unreal. He's just it just go 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 go. He was an absolutely incredible human being. Um,
He
so
did great in
I
Mrs.
was
Doubtfire, by the way.
just one of I just watched that a couple months ago with my wife, and it was just it's timeless. It's always a good movie.
Mm.
Um, So in 2013, I was a life and health insurance salesperson. I worked as a broker, and I was very passionate about helping people because my dad had a good experience. Well, as he had an experience with health insurance and life insurance, and I've seen the value there. So for a short period of time, I was passionate about helping people with that. But it's just, especially when you're in your 20s, talking about life insurance, and it's a tough sell, and it's just not a fun sell. And so in 2013, I was in a really bad ATV accident.
Wow.
I was going up the logging road with my buddy, and it was my first and probably my last ATV ride, and I didn't realize that he had stopped because a tree had fallen over, and I was going fast enough to make it over the tree, but I didn't make it over the second part of the ditch, and so I cased my two front wheels. I flew forward.
Oh,
My helmet broke, and then the ATV flipped forward and landed on me. I'm very, 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 very lucky to be alive. I fractured my skull. I got traumatic brain injury, and I almost broke my C1, C2 vertebrae,
oh,
which would have left me, that's usually the reaction that I get is because that's what Christopher Reeves broke, and he lived a not so good 6.5, 7 years after that, and that was that. And so I'm very fortunate not to have become a quadriplegic breathing through a tube. In fact, 2 weeks to the day after my accident, I was actually playing baseball, which in retrospect I should
wow.
not have been doing, but God had other plans for me. I am still here for a reason. And, while I was in the hospital, I realized that I could lift heavy things up and put them down, but I wasn't quite as healthy as I thought I was. I had a higher resting heart rate, had resting pressure. I had psoriasis on my scalp. I was 27 years old and on Nexium, which is prescription heartburn medication. If I didn't take an Nexium within a day and a half, I'd have debilitating heartburn. And the only thing I could really drink was milk. And I just didn't even thought, yeah, right. The thought of that now is just like, oh my goodness. Anyways, so I invested in a water ionizer from a friend of mine who had been trying to sell me water for years. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Water's water. I always laugh at that because obviously that's not my viewpoint on that anymore. And so it was an alkaline water ionizer, and I'd started to see some benefits, even though I had no interest at first in doing the network marketing aspect of it. I had seen some changes, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's introduce it to people. So I did the old dog and pony show of showing people the pretty colors of the pH scale, thinking that made a difference in your health. And I we learn, and we grow. But then I'm like, okay, if this is really going to take off, I wanted to be able to talk to like doctors and scientists and be able to talk at least at their at a little bit of their level. So I started researching the actual technology itself, ionizers, electrolyze reduced water, alkalize water, and then I came across hydrogen, molecular hydrogen. So H2, not hydrogen, the element, molecular hydrogen, the gas. And In 2007, it was discovered and published in Nature Science, which is a very reputable journal, as a therapeutic, unique antioxidant. It's a very unique antioxidant in the
Was that
way that it
authored by
works.
Dr. Fauci? Because I'm going to have to question that if that was it.
I sure hope not. If it has the NIH involved in it, then I am out. But no, it's now that particular study has now been cited, I believe 2,800 times is what I saw the last time I saw it. There's over 3,000 studies supporting the benefits on over 170 different human disease models that hydrogen can help with. And the most convenient way of getting hydrogen, and this is why you're seeing these bottles and things like the tablets and the ionizers and stuff come out more, is the most convenient way of getting hydrogen into your body is through water, because at the end of the day, we all need good quality water, and hydrogen water has a number of resources to support why, as well as the thousands of people that I've helped around the world with many different health benefits. The thing I like about hydrogen that drew me into the hydrogen market is whether you're dealing with stage 4 cancer or you're an Olympic athlete that's trying to win a gold medal, there's an application for hydrogen therapy, whether it's water, inhalation, bathing in it, for everyone and everyone in between. It's really truly incredible. You know as well as I do that we've done a number to our bodies with the foods that we eat, the drinks that we drink, the air that we breathe, the overall stress of everyday life now, and that's just your body doesn't create the amount of hydrogen that it used to create because of the damage we've done to our guts. And we eat food, it goes into your stomach, it breaks down, it creates different gases. Some of
Shout out
them
to
are
all the
more
processed
hilarious.
shitty food that we get every day.
The food like products, it's not even food that a lot of people are eating day in and day out. And wondering, why they're barely surviving. We we've come we've succumbed to the I'm fine mentality. So I'm not dying in the hospital, so I'm fine. But so you got all these symbols that your body's trying to give you that you're like a baby step away from a serious chronic health issue, and we just ignore it. I mean, that's where it's a very distracted society that we have. That's the name of the game, and that's why people get divided so easily because they're too distracted to make their own decisions. But that's a whole other podcast.
So how long have you been doing the water business now?
12 years.
So most people never chase their dreams, never start their own business, never decide to work for themselves. If you could tell somebody something inspirational about overcoming that fear, what would you tell
Well, I mean, it is as simple as believing in yourself. I went many years going kind of from different products and stuff like that. I had lots of different products that supported what I was doing. And I had other people that believed in me, but I didn't really truly believe in myself. And even people that are in my industry that work with the company that I work at with Ultra Water Solutions, I know that they 100% believe in the product, believe in the service that the company provides, but they get held back because they don't believe in themselves.
so?
And that's
It's part of
just
your life.
it's we overcomplicate it, especially as entrepreneurs, and you just gotta be able to uh, believe in yourself enough to take those chances, enough to interrupt status quo.
So as Steve
It's
Perry once
it's
said, you
not for everyone.
can't stop believing.
Yes. It's I don't know the rest of the lyrics. I'm terrible with song lyrics. I wanted to
Don't
kind of
stop
continue on that.
believing.
Leaving. I knew where you're going with
Exactly. You were like, wait,
it. No,
Steve Perry. Oh my
I,
God, that's Journey.
I mean, And another thing too is invest in yourself. You know, you do need to, and that's a big part of believing yourself in yourself. You know, you can't look at investing in your business as an expense. It's an investment. You're doing it so that you can generate more sales, more leads, and get your product and service out to people.
What are three things that you do to invest in Shayne?
I pray or meditate, or that's a big one. Um, Coaches, hire a coach. A
Now, when you
life.
hire a coach, is it because you can have somebody keep you accountable? Is it because you can have somebody guide you that's been there before?
Yeah, I mean, there's different variations of coaches. The most valuable coaching I've gotten personally is from life coaching. It's from my friend Adam. It kind of
Shout out to
completely
Adam.
had a, sorry?
Shout out to Adam.
Yes, huge shout out to Adam because it was at a very pivotal point in my life. I was starting to see success in business, and I was able to go full in and believe in myself to just do water, hydrogen, and then I did his 90-day program, which had a whole bunch of different challenges with it. You know, some physical, a lot of them physical. Burpee Hell Week was, well, exactly that. But it was a focus on our core values, and focusing on four main pillars: faith, fitness, family, and finance. And it
Oh, I
just
like that. Faith, fitness, family, and finance. I like that.
And I like faith because really the faith, again, comes down to yourself. It's faith in whatever you believe in, God, creator, universe, or however you believe it. It's faith in oneself. That's what he means by that. So it's not, we don't need to get religion involved because that can be messy in different ways. But it's at the end of the day, it's believing in your damn self. And that's a tough one. And a coach, the right coach,
It's always
will
good to
help you
have
do that.
faith in the guy above, God Almighty,
Of
Jesus Christ.
course, I am a believer, and I read the Bible. I read it on my own terms. I'm not religious, but I am a believer in Christ, and follow. You know, basically the way I see it, if you live your life by the Commandments, you can't really fuck up. You know?
No, I think that
Um,
it pretty much says it all. Live your life
yeah.
by the Ten Commandments. You will not fuck up.
That's, if we were to paraphrase, but so and then number three is be open minded to other opportunities. You can put your message out to, you can pray, you can put your message to God, to the universe, and sometimes it shows up in different ways. Be open to different possibilities, different opportunities, and especially as an entrepreneur, different income streams. That's why, as the top salesperson for Ultra Water Solution, have been for about a year and a half. Roughly since actually I did that 90-day program. Um,
The
the
burpees, buddy. The
I
burpees, they toughened you up.
exactly. No, and I will say fitness for me at least was a very big part of it. But having that faith in myself to take on a new business of my own in a somewhat competitive market, because with every emerging market, you're going to get people that want to come in and just make a buck. That's why you see so many of these things on the internet, and a lot of them are garbage. There's a few great ones like this, and a couple of okay ones, and then there's a lot of marketed well garbage. And so, but that was me open to that possibility and opportunity to bring other technology in that might benefit more people, like the Tech Pro 900, which I don't have here, but I just finished setting a doctor up with hers downtown earlier. This is an interesting one, Chris. It will take distilled water, which is pure H2O, 0 parts per million of anything but H2O. It will, using proton exchange membrane, take a small amount of that H2O and dissolve it into hydrogen and oxygen gas. So you can breathe the hydrogen gas in or breathe the oxygen gas in, or you can actually combine the two and breathe in, it's called oxyhydrogen, otherwise known as Brown's gas. It's less studied than hydrogen. I'm more of a supporter of the hydrogen, but that's there for you if you want it. It comes with accessories that you can actually breathe the hydrogen gas in through your eyes. So if you have cataracts, glaucoma, just even aesthetic purposes, migraines, actually. And then we have earmuffs too, also for migraines, tinnitus, which is a pretty common issue nowadays, any sort of ear infection. And then there's with our machine, the Tech Pro 900, it has a stainless steel, what's called a nano bubbler, that would allow you to bubble the hydrogen gas itself into the water and dissolve in there so that you can drink it or bathe in it, which it gives
Buddy, it's
you
seven
three.
ounces. It's 7 ounces for each one of those. You're gonna have to pour a bunch of those in the
No,
tub.
no, no.
It'll take you an
Different
hour to fill
machine
the
that.
tub.
Well, and that would take a lot more than that. No, this is a completely different machine. It's a full hydrogen therapy machine itself, and we've got a long enough tube so that you're not sitting there with, toaster by the bathtub type of thing. That you can bubble it right into a bathtub. You'll super saturate the water in about 20 minutes,
Oh,
and
that's
super
awesome.
saturated. It's really
What's the topical
it,
benefits of overhydrogenated water?
it works at that aspect. It works as an anti-inflammatory. So there's actually aspects in like powerlifting, bodybuilding, ways that you actually
I've
don't
introduced you to
want
a
to
friend of
use
mine
that.
who has a podcast. He's a power lifter. His name is John
Yeah,
Silver. When we get offline, I'm going to introduce you to John. You
yeah.
guys can chop it up.
That would be phenomenal because my one of my good buddies is a power lifter. He used to have Canadian records for his weight class.
Are
I'm not
you
sure if he
familiar
still
with
has or not.
Mr. Olympia?
Oh yeah, oh
It's
yeah.
coming down to Vegas this year, and I'm hosting the red carpet where brands get a chance to meet some of the contestants. You should be on the red
Hmm.
carpet at that event.
I
That's probably your target
I
audience.
agree. That is 100% my target audience. That's an interesting one. I would like that a lot.
Awesome. Hey Shane, let's chop it up when you get that other machine. Let's do another interview. I'd love to do
Yeah,
some more show and tell and talk a little bit
yeah,
deeper into the subject
yeah.
matter.
I don't have mine on me because I donated it to a group that I work with called Human Garage.
Human garage.
And
That's
yeah,
kind of
they you
cool.
guys you gotta check them out.
Are they in California?
They've been in California a lot lately, but they are based out of Lions Bay, Vancouver, BC, and Cancun.
I want to
But
say,
they're all around the world.
do they have like a YouTube channel? Because I think I've actually seen their
Oh
YouTube.
yeah, I wouldn't surprise me, man. They've got 1.1 million followers on Instagram. Uh, I'm a few million on YouTube, like 1.6 on TikTok. Like they're well followed. Like they were working with Jeremy Piven, and they've got a few other like Zachary Levi and Aaron Matthias, and yeah, there's a few like not high level celebrities because well, let's just say we don't want to be going to any of Diddy's parties. The lower level ones that don't go to Diddy's parties
Hollywood's been
are
like that
working.
for decades. It's just Diddy, just
Hollyweird. Oh, that's it.
Hollywood.
What, like I said, we could do a whole other podcast on red pill stuff,
Well,
but that's
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. So Shane, do me one thing. Do me one favor. Leave this podcast with something inspirational. Tell people something that will push them to pursue their dreams, to chase their road ahead.
I'm going to quote Bedros Keuilian, who I quite enjoy his podcasts lately. And he said recently, your circumstances don't change your responsibilities. Meaning, no matter what you're going through in life, you still got to get up and show up every single day. And as an entrepreneur, understand that going into it, you got to show up every day. And you don't just you don't just start off with the luscious luxury life. You got to work your ass off to get there. So be prepared for that, but it's worth every minute of it.
It's funny. I posted a motivational quote recently that I made that says success is rented and the bill is due
Yeah.
every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that.
He is Shayne McCarthy. He is the hydrogen water king of Canada, the 51st state of the United States. We're going to chop it up again very soon. Shane, say goodbye to everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.